Welcome
Yay!
to the last day of February's team call. We are going to go over the month of March calendar and how to handle objections.
Very excited.
I can share my screen.
Perfect.
Oh goodness, don't mind all my stuff. Holy moly.
Jeez Louise.
Can you tell I haven't been on my computer today? All right. You know it's in yours.
Keep scrolling.
I was like, why does that say February?
I didn't pin it yet. There we
go. All right. So, do you want me to take this?
Sure.
All right. Okay, so today is the last day of February. Tomorrow is March 1st. Next Wednesday, we have a coaching sneak peek at 8:30. I was actually going to address this with you tomorrow, Michelle, kind of changing it up and doing kind of stuff all throughout the day, but then, yes, doing something live at night at 8:30. And maybe some of our coaches can hop in there during the day and share their stories, etc., kind of thing.
Yep.
Okay. So start thinking about planning a coaching call to action post. Michelle has one written down for Thursday night. Thursday nights are good times to post for that. So Thursday and Sunday would be awesome. And then you also need to be private messaging behind the scenes to it. To your challengers, to people who you think would be interested in the business. Right now, we are in a challenge group sneak peek for Shamrock and Body. I hope you guys don't mind my name.
Love it.
Which officially starts on Monday, the 5th. So continually invite to that. That's an awesome thing for people to see what we do and what all is involved. I also added my my potential coach prospects in there so they could see what we actually do. So that's been good too. That's another way to look at it. So continually invite to that, add to it afterward, just let people see what it's all about. Okay, so once we do our sneak peek, if you don't hear from somebody on Thursday, follow up on Friday. And I always do big follow-ups every Saturday for like my whole week or 2 or 3, just to go back and touch base with people. Hit Success Club 5 by the 10th. That way you are good to go and you're not worrying about it all month. Then we have a team call on the 14th at 8:30. If you guys have certain things you want to talk about, let us know. We can make a running agenda. A free group. Did you have ideas for a free group yet, Michelle?
I didn't, although I was thinking maybe doing something, maybe another clean week, something with Shakeology. But I hadn't given it a ton of thought quite yet.
Okay, I like the clean week idea.
If we're going to do a clean week, I definitely think that we all need to start posting about it probably around like the 9th or 10th, because you want to make sure that if people are going to like invest in the actual clean week and get the Shakeology sample and all that, they have time to order it and get it before we start on the 19th.
Okay. Well, I agree. So start thinking about that. If you have extra packets and you want to do it that way for yourself and have them do the 2-week free on demand, you can do that.
Yep.
Or have them actually order clean week and they get 7 packets of Shakeology, I believe it is.
Yep.
And That way, yeah, like Michelle said, they need to be ordered by probably the 13th or at the latest to be ready to go on the 19th. And that way they have everything and they're not scrambling.
And it's only a $30 investment. So if you have people who have been on the fence, who are complaining about the cost of a challenge pack, this is a really inexpensive way for them to test the waters and see what it's about. So it's a really good thing to promote and get those people off the fence.
Yes. People can always start later. That's your call, but it's always much better to have a deadline and get people in there so they feel like they're a part of something and they're not behind. So maybe, yeah, I can do a reminder. Okay, so we have a coaching coffee talk, which I thought went really well when we did it last month, on the 24th at 9 a.m. So we can do like the Zoom again with all of us, record it, and then obviously invite people to that or send them the recording. And then again on the 26th, another challenge group sneak peek for April's challenge group. So think about posting about those. Think about sharing your story. I mean, you should be constantly sharing your story and doing call to action posts, because you can continually add people into challenge groups or, the coaching stuff that starts or at a later date. But she's got some good reminders in there to private message people and to post about that stuff. And then another team call on the 28th. And we moved everything to 8:30 just because with most of us getting up so early to fit in our workouts with the 80 days. So if you can't get on, that's all right. Obviously, we'll still be recording everything. But these mamas need their sleep, especially that one. So that is what we have going on for March. Now, how do I stop?
Good stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Good stuff. All right. So if you have any questions on the March calendar, definitely let us know. But I think that's a good outline of what we have coming up for the month. If there's anything that you guys are interested in doing, whether it's a free group or a theme of a challenge group or whatever, like definitely don't hesitate to let us know, because Sarah and I definitely want you all to know that these groups are yours too. And while we do have a tendency to take the reins and setting them up and naming them and all that stuff, we only do that because we want to set you guys up for success. But if there's a theme that you want or a free group that you're interested in running, definitely let us know, because we are happy to pass the baton to anybody in our teams who is excited and wanting to do that. So
absolutely,
don't hesitate. All right, so this morning I actually watched a really great short video. It wasn't that short. I guess it was like 40 minutes from Elizabeth Hartkey, and she is I'm not sure if she's a superstar diamond or not. But
she never gave her accolades.
Yeah, she's a very successful coach. She's been coaching for 6 years, and she did a video in a diamond push group that we are a part of. And basically what she was talking about is objections. And being that she's been a coach for 6 years, she has probably heard every single excuse that we've ever heard. So what Sarah and I wanted to do is kind of just run through those objections. I think she had 10, and I wrote them all down. So Sarah, I'll just go through them, and then if there's anything you noted aside from what I have too.
That's fine. I'll chime in when needed.
So her first objection that and just so you guys know, these objections that she kind of covered today were objections that other coaches had noted for her. So on Monday or Tuesday, she posted in the group and said, hey, I want to know what objections you guys hear.
And these are new coaches,
yes.
non-diamond coaches.
Exactly. So she wanted to know from other coaches, what objections are you hearing? She didn't want to just come up to the table with the objections that she's heard, but she really wanted to help people understand how to beat the objections that they are hearing. So these are like the top 10. that were sent in. So just want Beachbody On Demand, don't want to buy a challenge pack. So she said the way to really work around this objection is that you need to show the value of the total solution. So if somebody just gets Beachbody On Demand, yes, they're getting the meal plans, but you really need to remind people that they need the total package. They need the fitness, the nutrition, and they need the support to gain the most success. And everything that she said, every single objection she said, show that you can relate to what they're saying. So basically, even if you write back, yeah, I totally understand. Tell me a little bit more about what your overall goals are. So don't ever just be like, oh, okay, here's a link. Dig a little deeper with them. Try to understand what their challenges are. Beachbody On Demand will be perfect for you. Groups with Shakeology gives you the nutrition element that we all need. And when you package them together, there's a huge discount. And then she said, and I actually used this today, she said, use the example that you run these challenge groups and you have seen those customers who have just one component or those customers that use the total package, they're more successful. And if somebody's going to put in the effort with their fitness, don't they want the most results? Don't they want the biggest bang for their buck? Of course they do. So you really need to show the value in making sure that they have the fitness and the nutrition component together so they actually get the results that they're after. As you're digging into their goals, you'll have a better understanding of what it is that they're hoping to achieve. And then you can bring that to the table.
Yeah, and she said, chances are if you only take one of those three, you're not going to get the same results as everybody else using all three together.
Right.
And it's true. We all know from our own experience.
Yep. Cost objection. Obviously, we've all heard this. Set up the value. If somebody says, well, how much does it cost? If you post something and somebody comments, how much does it cost? Don't answer them in the comments. Let them know that you're going to go ahead and send them a private message. In that private message, learn to understand what their goals are. Tell them that the cost depends on exactly what they end up with because there's so many options. Mm-hmm. Somebody says, okay, well, I just want, the challenge pack sounds great. How much does that cost? She says what she would say is, well, typically to get the portion control system, the 1 year Beachbody On Demand, the Shakeology, and me as your coach, that would cost over $250. Because if you piecemeal all of those things out, obviously we as coaches are free, but if you were to piece out all of those things separately, it would be more than $250. But if you purchase them packaged together, you get a huge discount plus reduced shipping for a total of $150. How does that sound? All right, so that by the time they get to that point, they see $250, $150. Well, hell, $150 is way better than $250. And right. I get reduced shipping? Yep, I'll take it. And she said that she says it very matter-of-factly. Somebody's interested in it. She's like, all right, well, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get you set up with Beachbody On Demand and a 30-day supply of Shakeology. You're going to get your portion control containers. You'll get your shaker cup. You'll get me as your coach, and I'm going to get you right into my support and accountability group. How does that sound? Very matter-of-factly. So there is no, well, what if I don't want this or what if I don't want that? It's a package. It all comes together. So I really liked kind of that sort of.
She was the authority. Yeah. They're coming to her for help, and she's saying, look, this is what you need, this, and this.
I'm the expert. I'm the expert in how you're going to be successful in doing this. This is exactly what you need. 3, she said, and I've not encountered this, I'm sure it happens, but she said people logging into family and friends accounts. And she said,
I have.
You have? She said, focus on the lack of nutrition component. So obviously if you're logging into somebody else's account, you're not getting Shakeology. So, really kind of hone in on the nutrition component with that objection. And, you know, she did say, and I don't know that I would necessarily use this, but that Beachbody does track IP addresses. So there is the potential of having your friends or family's account shut down if they were to be audited. The fourth objection is cheaper option. I think that we've all dealt with this one as well. Especially, I will give you like a little side note here. I went into our pantry the other day and found this ginormous tub of whey protein that my husband just bought. And I was like, are you flipping serious right now? Like, what is this? And he's like, well, it was only $40. And I was like, oh my God. Like, I was like, I can't even. He still drinks his Shakeology, but then I don't know what he was doing with this other stuff. So, but with that,
Gary.
so typical. I know, can you just hear me? I don't even call him Gary, but I'm like, babe, seriously? Oh God.
Every time.
Huh?
I said every time.
So with people who are talking about a cheaper option, you know, again, talk about what their goals are and help to get them to understand that Shakeology is not a protein powder. Shakeology is a meal replacement. Protein powders that you buy at GNC or CVS or Walmart are not meal replacements. Okay, so the nutrient value of a protein powder versus Shakeology are completely different and serve different purposes. So if you have somebody who doesn't like vegetables, you know, isn't a big fruit eater, doesn't take in enough fiber, you know, Shakeology is going to be that component that helps to fill those gaps and voids for them. A protein shake will not do that. Objection number 5 is I don't want to work out at home. I like going to the gym. My gym is my me time. Okay, bring your phone with you. Bring your iPad with you. You know, it's cheaper than hiring a trainer. And
she also said, just to bluntly ask, how's that going for you?
mm-hmm.
Are you getting the results that you want to see from that? And it goes back to all those, make sure you know what they want.
Yeah, I feel like if you've ever gone to the gym and have like watched people who are there on a regular basis, most of them are just phoning it in. They're there, they're, you know, walking on the treadmill, maybe they're lifting a couple weights. And I can tell you from having worked in fitness centers, people don't necessarily change. Like I remember like the same members years later, and they were regulars, but years later they would come in and I'm like, considering that you've been here 300 days this year, you're not looking much different. And it's because they're not really focused on what they're doing. They're just going to the gym just to spend time. And at least with our programs, we know that they're solid and that they're results driven.
Or they don't know what to do.
Right. They don't know what to do. Absolutely. Number 6 was I don't do shakes.
Were they born like that?
Are they born like that? Why? Were you born that way? Just ask them why. Try to understand what their reasoning is. Did they have a bad experience with the shake previously? Again, work to understand what their nutrition needs are. And
I was that person.
Were you born that way?
I wouldn't. I'm pretty sure I didn't tell Tara that I didn't do shakes, but along those lines, yes, I did tell her that. She told me I had to do it anyway.
Perfect.
So I was going to give them to Jimmy.
She matter-of-factly told you what you needed.
Yes, exactly. And I went, well, fine, I'll order it, but I'm not drinking it. I'll make him drink it. And I share that story with everybody who's like, I don't do shakes.
Why?
Because I had tried a bunch before. I didn't know what I was looking at. They gave me headaches. They tasted like crap. Or they made me nauseous. So I just assumed Shakeology was going to do the same thing.
Right. And it's very different.
So share personal experiences too. That's another huge part of overcoming objections. Make them feel like you understand and you have a story of, yes, I was that girl too, or
yeah, they want to know that you relate to them. That's going to be part of your relationship building with them is them feeling like you can relate to them and they can relate to you. Very important. So for any of these objections, you know, even if cost wasn't an objection for you, or even if you never said, I don't do shakes, put yourself in their shoes for a moment, relate to them, and, you know, let them know that you hear what they're saying.
Or share somebody else's story.
Yep.
It doesn't have to be your own.
Absolutely.
Share my story. My coach was the same way.
Yeah.
Now her and her husband fight over it.
Seventh objection, don't have time, I'm too busy. Awesome. Well, then let's find out what would work for you. There's so many options on Beachbody On Demand. 10-minute trainer. Somebody cannot tell you they do not have 10 minutes. Seriously. Maybe it's not our most popular program anymore. Maybe it's way back in the archives of Beachbody On Demand, but it's there, and it's a resource still. And for somebody who's just looking to get started, or somebody who may be legitimately very busy, 10-minute trainer might be all they can handle right now. Put it out there to them. 22-minute hardcore, all of our 30-minute programs. You know, awesome. Let's find something that's going to work for you. Help them see it from a different angle.
Same thing with coaching, building your business.
Mm-hmm.
You can find 15 minutes here and 15 minutes there. Explain that it doesn't take hours on end.
Right. Objection number 8 is, I'm just not motivated like you. Right. This is a huge one where I think we can all relate to that person, because I'm sure that we've all gone through peaks and valleys of motivation. And take it back to where you were when you first started with any of our programs. You know, had you been sedentary? Had you just had a baby? Did you have, you know, X number of pounds to lose and thought that you would never get there? You know, relate to them, dig deeper, and let them know that they're not alone, that you're in this with them, and that you have been there. Rome wasn't built in a day. You know, all of us work out now 5, 6, 7 days a week. For sure, there was a period of time where we didn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
And so just think back to that time, use a story from that time period, and let them know that, no, I didn't go from not working out to working out 7 days a week overnight, but I eventually did get there. And I will say, I mean, like, I think most of our programs are 6 days, 1 rest day, which might be a little aggressive for some people. Let them know they don't have to start off with 6 days. Even if that's what the program calls for, they can move at the pace of their own body. If that's 2 or 3 days and then they work to build themselves up, that's okay. I wouldn't want somebody to be held back by the fear of going from nothing to 6 days a week.
Yeah, they can work through a calendar at their own pace.
Absolutely. Number 9, which sort of relates, is not fit enough. Again, relate to that. Say, here's what I did, and talk to them about how you got started and how you built yourself up and how you felt with every milestone along the way. You know, how did you feel when you completed your first 21-day program? How did you feel when you know, moved on to a 30-day or a 60-day program? Talk about what you did and where you were when you started. And finally, the last one was number 10, won't stick to it, a fear of failure, which I think every single one of us can easily relate to. And that really just needs to be a raw and real conversation that you have with those folks, letting them know that you've definitely been there, and that, you know, maybe you have failed. Maybe you've started a program and dropped off 5 days later, and then you had to restart, you know, but still here you are, X number of years later, still committed to your journey, still stumbling occasionally, but still getting back up, dusting off, and moving on.
And let them know that you're going to be there for them to help them.
Absolutely. That's huge, because I think that's what people are afraid of. Like, oh, I'm not going to be able to do this, and then nobody's going to really care. Right. Well, yeah, we're going to care. We're going to want you to get back up. We're going to want you to start again, because we want you to be successful. We know that you need these products. That's it. It's your call in a nutshell. And I thought it was really good. I mean, honestly, you know, I think that all 10 of these objections, we have definitely probably heard at least 9 out of 10, if not all 10. And I think just hearing from somebody who has a very matter-of-fact attitude about it, and just, basically started off the call saying, you're going to have thick skin. You can't allow objections to weigh you down. And, if you do get an objection, here's a way to kind of work through it. And if they don't come around, then you move on. And it's okay.
And she started off the call too saying that how you speak to somebody, and this is kind of what she read from a lot of the coaches posting the objections, was like they almost were talking to the person waiting for that objection, instead of being confident in what they had. They were almost like, we say like pussyfooting around, but kind of like, ew, it's 150, is that okay, kind of thing, or encouraging to get that objection. And it's more their own insecurities, and you have to work through your own self-limiting beliefs, basically, and be confident in what you have to offer and what works and in what just the overall process. So I like that too.
Yeah.
What you put out there is what you're going to get back. So you can definitely work through things.
Absolutely.
I did want to touch on real quick just the stuff that corporate is coming out with in March, just so everybody knows. Because I know it doesn't get launched to everybody until tomorrow. But the 150 is over as of tonight. And they will be back to 160. Is On Demand staying at 160 permanently?
I think so.
All right, not going back to 199.
I don't know.
Okay. But anyway, Daily Sunshine is going on the spring break price for $99, $99.95. So it's $30 off daily or full size bags of Daily Sunshine in March. So that's awesome. There's a new Coach sampler pack. I believe Michelle and I both posted the picture of it. And this thing is pretty flippin' amazing, because you get a Shakeology sampler, a vegan Shakeology sampler, an Energized 10-pack, a Hydrate 10-pack, and a performance trial for $74.95 in the US. Oh, and Daily Sunshine on top of that. And $54 in Canada. Does Canada have all that though? Or is theirs more limited?
I had the performance pack.
Okay. But anyway, I mean, that's a really, really good deal, because the samplers themselves are like $30.
Mm-hmm.
So that's awesome. Just send out to people to have for yourself, whatever. So that's launching tomorrow. The March Success Club reward is, if you guys have read anything by John Acuff, he's really, really good. I think I read Start, but he has a new book coming out called Finish. I haven't read it yet, but so that's a personal development webcast with him if you hit Success Club in March. Also, if you're going to Summit, so my lovely is going to Summit. Is Elizabeth going to Summit?
I think so.
All right, Liz, if you're going to Summit, the Success Club party at Summit, you have to earn it. You have to earn an invite. So it is March and April. You have to get Success Club 20 over the 2-month span. So it's not 20 in 1 month. It could be 5 in March and 15 in April, or whatever. You have to hit Success Club in both months and have 20 total over those 2 months. So it's a state fair themed outdoor event this year with live band, fair games, wholesome desserts. And it's always a good time. We have been to it every year. We've been to Summit, and it's been lots of fun. It's invitation only, so it's not like every coach out there. And I know I will be going. So it'll be great if we all went. Also starting tomorrow, a UK only challenge pack promotion. They're getting discounted. Anything over 160 for them will be discounted by 20 pounds. Pounds, right? Yeah. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's awesome. If you have been talking to UK people, or even if you haven't, start talking, because this is a great deal for them. And then again, Summit tickets are still on special now for $155 through March 31st. Coming in April, the beach bars. I know Michelle has tried them. They're good.
They were good.
I'm
I
excited.
didn't try the almond. I still need to try the cherry almond one, but the chocolate peanut butter one was yummy.
Are they 80-day approved?
Probably not.
Come on now.
Well, they're not releasing till April, and you'll be down in the middle of April. So by the time you actually get your shipment, you'll probably only have a week of 80-day obsession left.
That's right.
And then you'll be going off to Mexico.
That's right. Where I'm going to go, when I can eat and drink again.
Yep.
And then Super Saturday is in April also. Are you going to fly down?
I don't know. I need to talk to Gary.
Ours is April 9th. Ours is April 8th. It's a Sunday. We have Autumn coming to DC, so if you're near me in Maryland or DC, you need to get to this, because it's awesome.
Ours was announced that we do have Megan Davies coming.
Yeah, that's not as cool.
I know it's not Autumn, but
so that is
still a super trainer, right?
That is right. That's true. So that is it for the new stuff coming. That's all we got for you until 14th. Can't believe tomorrow's March.
I know it. Crazy.
All right. Michelle, stay on. I'm going to stop recording. I hope you guys have a good night.
Have a good night, guys.